All right, we're live. We're live. We're live. Man, I can't tell you how excited I am for 2022 to kind of wrap up here. I can't tell you how excited I am for 2023. And I can't tell you how excited I am that I'm actually live. I got to tell you, I had a war with Facebook to go live this morning. And so I want to apologize for the brief delay. So I want to call into order. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. It's 2023 coming on the tree. Let's wrap up 2022. And this is, if you can remember, the last time we had a board meeting, last two board meetings we had, we were decreeing it with my hatchet. I don't know why I do it. I bought it. I love it. It feels good. We're whacking down the walls of retail in Steuben County and all over the world, the donut capital of the world. I don't know what the over-under was, but if it was over 1 minute before I said the donut capital of the world, you won by 5 seconds. If the under was under 1 minute before I said the donut capital of the world, then you won. I don't know. My brother Shane likes to do over-unders. He's a big football fan. He loves the Michigan Wolverines. I don't know what the over-under is on Michigan winning the I think they already won the Big Ten, but getting into the national championship, don't know, bro. But I will tell you this. The donut capital of the world over-under was over 1 minute. I should have slid it in there sooner while we're gathering people on this call. I got to apologize. As I said earlier, I went live at all the good intentions to have this board meeting start right on time at what was the original one, 9:30. And I jumped on the Facebook and the damn thing didn't want to pay. It didn't. Maybe it's sick of me. Maybe I've exceeded my posting limits. Lord knows Chad and I are blowing up the FB. Tom's Donuts, Donut Capital of the World. Hear ye, hear ye. We are officially starting the meeting, and I just wanted to thank everybody, first and foremost, for 2023 and its arrival. And more importantly, I want to thank you for 2022, which was a record. Let me see. Heather, she was supposed to call me with some information. I don't know if she's live. Let's see if we can embarrass her. I generally don't want her on these meetings because we spend money. And she doesn't like it when I spend money. And here she is. Let's see. She probably won't answer because she knows we're live. I had a little bit of detail I wanted to get from me before we came. I got a whole agenda for us. We're going to have a great time. Oh, man. When Heather doesn't answer, man, that's a bad thing. So anyway, she should text me some final information. Oh, she's in so much trouble. All right, so at least we know she's not on the show, and we can talk about all the money we're going to spend in 2023. So listen, let's talk about the lead tag on this meeting was Tom's Donuts Inflation Busters technique is to kick its ass. And so I wanted to clearly tell you that I have a great Merry Christmas gift that I'm going to be giving to all the Tom's Originals at the end of this meeting. This board meeting, all my board members, I'm glad you're attending. And we know how we vote by hearts and likes, and we make comments and we say, let's do it. Don't tell Heather. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is our growth of Tom's Donuts. I want to talk to you about, since the last 3 years, we implemented this donut capital of the world mentality, right? A lot of you realized I was saying that we were the donut capital of the world, and you would you laughed with me about kind of making fun of it. And then basically one day where it was just like fun and we're just telling little jokes and like, oh yeah, we've been doing it a long time, Dad. We're the donut capital of the world. Ha 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 ha. And some of my neighbor friends said, no, Canada is. You can't say that. You can't be the donut capital of the world. You can't just run around and say that. Well, I was saying it. And then the next year I kept saying it. And people were like, and I'm even starting to think, hey, we are the donut capital of the world. No one else is saying it. Why can't we say it? And then finally we opened it up May 28th, 2022, this summer. We literally had hundreds and hundreds of people waiting in line at 6 a.m. And we had thousands of people buying donuts from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we set the world record, 5,885 donuts sold in an 8-hour period. 9,855 donuts sold in an 8-hour period. It is like the most amazing thing to ever happen, to Angola, Indiana, and to me and my family. And we are about records. And so as we manifested this, Tom, I'm trying to get some information from Heather. Honestly, you know what I'm doing? I'm drawing blank on that exact number because I had it etched in my mind, and now under pressure, I want to make sure I get it right. So, hey, if you want to Google Tom's Donuts, actually, don't Google Tom's Donuts. I dare you. Google the donut capital of the world. Just do me a favor. Just Google the donut capital of the world. Just Google it. Do it for me. 8,558. According to a new Guinness World Record on the World Wide Web. The WWW says, according to a new Guinness World Record. Google it right now. I want it to blow up. All you people that are watching, I want this to blow up. I want you to just Google the donut capital of the world. You don't have to put Todd Saylor. You don't have to put Tom Saylor. You don't have to put Tom's Donuts. Just simply put in the cursor. The matter of fact, I didn't even spell it right. I typed the donor, the donut capital. Let's get the algorithms really pumping for us. It says right here in the World Wide Web, according to a new Guinness World Record, according to the new Guinness World Record, Tom's Donuts original the iconic, beloved 53-year-old donut shop in Angola, Indiana, has made and sold 8,558 donuts in an 8-hour period, more than any other donut shop in history. I hadn't read it like that. It's now affectionately referred to as the donut capital of the world. I don't know what higher source we can acclaim to be pontificated from other than the Guinness, bolstered up by the WWW. And I'm not talking about the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. I'm talking about the Worldwide damn web. Tom sets Guinness World Record with over 8,500 global wire. It's on NBC, CBS, all the wires, CNN, What's It Like Donuts. It goes on and on and on. Google the donut capital of the world, Angola, Indiana, Steuben County. We did it. We did it. Now, we celebrated on and off, but this is the end of 2022, and I want to recap 22, and I got to tell you, how can you ignore the elephant in the room? How can you ignore the subtle story, a manifestation of a little town that could? How can you ignore the fact that Angola, Indiana has constantly been the little engine that could? How can you ignore the fact that a little donut shop in 1970 was brought to us in a little trailer by my father, Tom, and his wife, Madeline, and didn't sell very many donuts at first. It was fun. Everybody was happy. We're all in there making donuts as a family. But how would we have ever thought it would aspire to be the donut capital of the world? The little engine that could, this idea of, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Now, this is a board meeting, but this is the preemptive motivational message of the board meeting. I mean, the board meeting needs to understand, the board needs to understand that we are just in the beginning of this fun thing called Tom's Donuts. We're in the beginning of creating history. I mean, it says it right here in the World Wide Web, the www. It says, Angola, Indiana has made and sold 8,558 donuts in 8 hours. And it just hit me as I read this out loud to my friends and family members here and board members. It says more than any other donut shop in history. Man, not to get all goofy on you, but as Elon Musk would say, let that sink in. Let that sink in. The word history, like the world. And I think that it's no small feat, and I think it's a fun little thing to talk about, but I think I can. We started manifesting this 3 years ago. You know, my mom read me a little story when I was a kid called The Little Engine That Could, and I'm thinking about that right now as our Tom's Donuts situation. Piper Waddy wrote this story in the 1930s. Before Napoleon Hill, before Tony Robbins, right? Be right in the midst of the Great Depression. And she wrote this story to these little children about an engine that could, and the engine wanted to deliver goods. And for all I know, in this little red engine, there was giraffes and animals and books and gifts for the children on the other side of the mountain. And I know damn well there was Tom's Donuts in that little red engine. And as that little red engine stalled at the base of that mountain, couldn't go anywhere. It waited, and a simple little clown jumped out, and every engine that came by asked for help. And the first engine, the little clown asked for help, said, "I'm sorry, I am too good for this. I haul people all over the world. I've got to move on." And the little clown went back to the red engine with carrying all the Tom's Donuts to the kids on the other side, said, "I'm sorry, that big engine said it was too good to help us." And then the next engine stopped, and the clown said, "The next engine, can you please help us get over the mountain? We have Tom's Donuts to carry to the other side of the mountain for all the children and the people for the new year of channel of 2023. And that big locomotive engine said, "Well, I am far too important to carry children's donuts over the mountain." And the little clown was dejected, and the big locomotive says, "I'm carrying automotive parts all over the world. I'm too important." So the first one was too good. The second one was too important. Then they saw another third engine coming at him, and the clown looked at it and said, "Please stop, please stop. Could you please help us take these Tom's Donuts over the mountain to the children?" And he says, "I'm far too tired to take these donuts over the mountain. I'm far too old. I don't have the time." And he chugged on down the way. Last but not least, a little blue engine rolled up, just a little blue engine, and it was from Angola, Indiana. It was just like the smallest engine, wasn't significant. The world didn't know anything about that little blue engine. Knew some things, and knew about Lloyd Ball, the greatest volleyball player to ever play the game, now having a place there to reside and teach people how to play volleyball. Knew some things about ball, knew some things about, I think, back in the day, Bramall was making disposable locks. I mean, we were famous for that. And some in metal spinning, we were good. But at the end of the day, it's still a small little town, right? Not known for much. But the people's will is so good. And this little blue engine said, "I don't know if I can carry that big red train over the mountain with all these Tom's Donuts." But the little blue engine from Angola said, "I think I can. I'm not but very big. I'm so small. And I've not been built but to move engines to and fro on locomotive stations, hooking them up and moving them around. And I've never been over the mountain before." But the little blue engine from Angola, Indiana said, "I think I can. I think I can. I think I can." Hooked up to that red engine of the animals and the gifts and the Tom's Donuts that they were delivering across the world over the mountain, and continued, "I think I can. I think I can. I think I can." As it went up the mountain, it gathered steam, somehow powered by the clown and all the energy of the people carrying the Tom's Donuts box. And as it crusted over the mountain and went back down, everybody could hear that little engine that could from Angola, Indiana saying, "I knew I could. I knew I could. I knew I could." We became the donut capital of the world. We crossed that mountain. We're taking donuts to the children on the other side for Christmas. And we're just that community. We're just those people. We're just the type of industrial people that are going to do things to help others. And yes, we are Tom's Donuts, the donut capital of the world. So that's your inspirational message for the board meeting. Hear ye, hear ye. But you're saying that wasn't on the agenda, Todd. And I'm saying, well, I'm in charge. I put it on the agenda. So let's talk about what we got done for 2022 and what this little engine that could is doing for 2023. So maybe Heather texted me some numbers. Oh, she did. So maybe she's on to the fact that we're live. Hi, Heather. How you doing? I'm not going to spend too much money. Everyone give Heather some likes and hearts and whatever we can do there. So let me talk to you about, I'm going to finish with Christmas gifts for everybody. I've literally figured out a way that the little engine that could in Angola, Indiana, I think I can. I mean, we can't do these things. We can do so many things in this world beyond the donut capital of the world, right? It's just a metaphor of what I want for your life. But I want you to understand, I'm giving everybody money this Christmas. Inflation busters. The proponent that I have for you all is to give you money. We're going to go counterintuitive to this inflation. Prices are going up, and I have found a way at the end of this board meeting that I'm going to share with everybody who wants to be a Tom's Original, any of you donut capital of the world people, any of you that just love our brand and love what the community is and about it and our message. I've got something special for you, and it's cash. Now, we're going to do it in a creative way to help break this inflation. But let's talk about the first thing I want to talk to you about. New shirts designs are in place for summer of 2023. Anybody that has any ideas on new shirts or designs or what they should say, I got to give a special shout out to Jan Gates. I think she's on here. Jan Gates was one of the original people that helped me design t-shirts and did some really cool things, and I can't deny that. So anyways, we have new designs. We're on our third or fourth iteration of shirt designs, and every summer we have different designs, and so we don't generally bring back the last design. So you want to get there to Tom's. They're on sale, 3 for 20. I don't know the number. I think it's 3 shirts for $30, 2 shirts for 25, 3 for 35 or something like that. But they'll tell you, but those shirts are going fast. But I will tell you this, that we just got an order in of Tom's Donuts hoodies. Everybody loves the Tom's Donut hoodies. Those are all coming in. Abby's ordered those. Jeannie, I think we got those. Heather can confirm that we got those hoodies. The hoodies don't really change year in and year out. Our logo has changed. We've kept that the same, and hoodies are just phenomenal. I think we're doing all gray this year, keeping it simple. So I just want you to know shirts are on sale now, and they're going fast. I want to get rid of those. Get in there for Christmas and load up on those T-shirts, because next year, what they say and what they look like will be just a little different. And a hint is it'll be we're working Donut Capital of the World into our brand. So that's the first thing I want to tell you. Sweatshirts are in. Get down there, get them ordered, do whatever you got to do. Tom'sDonuts.com. You can buy those online very easily. T-shirts, they're online also. We're not able to show you all the styles because they've changed over the years. So we have one generic shirt on there, but we'll get that to you. The Donut Capital of the World, I want to tell you that new shirts for next year are going to be ingrained with the Donut Capital World logo moniker on them. And I also want you to know we have new boxes coming. We love our boxes. You see our boxes right here. We love these boxes. They're a rite of passage for you Tom's people. We delivered hundreds and hundreds of these boxes full with thousands and thousands of donuts to Amazon just the other day. And it was a super, super, super exciting thing. The box is going to stay the same, but we're going to be adding the Donut Capital of the World. We have to get through this order of boxes. Now, listen, as far as you board members, I need you to understand that these boxes are very expensive. Every year they've raised the box prices on us, and we've had to somehow pass that along. We haven't had any price decreases in a while, and I just want to let you know that these boxes, just so you understand the inner workings of this company, is these boxes are expensive. But I think they're the thing that have catapulted us into an elite place, right? There's only 5 things you can be in this world. You can be bad, you can be average, you can be good, you can be excellent, or you can be elite. And we chose to be elite, right? We chose number 5. There's only 5 things in the world you can be. You can be bad, you can be average, you can be good, you can be excellent, or you can be elite. Write that down if you want. But Tom's Donuts just chose to be elite. And this box thing put us in that elite category. Now we're literally going to have Donut Capital World on that box on the review. But we have to buy a year of boxes in advance to get them at a reasonable price. We have about $1.25 in each of those boxes. Can you imagine? And I'm sure it's going to go up to something like $1.50. So as far as a board meeting, I want you to know here and there, you might see a quarter happen. You don't feel it. It works out to in a dozen, pennies per donut. But as far as that goes, I just want to share the excitement with you of the Donut Capital World. Now, the reason I'm building up the Donut Capital World moniker and I'm building up this excitement about boxes and even bags as we come and the shirts that are changing is that, with this history-changing record, things change. We need to change. Our marketing component needs to change, my friends. This little engine that could needs to celebrate the goodness and the celebrity that we have. I mean, literally, people all over the world are requesting our donuts online. People are sending messages from London and things of that nature and plaques. And I would try the donut here. Yours was better. I tried one in Germany. It was better. I tried one here in England. It was better. As much as I manifested this stuff, I didn't see all that. This is such a blessing. This is joy, right? This is stuff that happens from your work that just happens. You can't buy joy. So this happens. So I just want to let you know, this is the first big announcement I wanted to make is that we have federally registered the brand patent, federal mark of the Donut Capital of the World. So any of you out there that want to try to take our name, Tom Donut, the Donut Capital of the World, we're going to have some words, right? Because we have the federal mark, right? We are going to continue to uphold the Donut Capital of the World tradition. And one of the things we're going to do to uphold the Donut Capital of the World tradition is, as my good friend, my good friend Dash David said. Now, my good friend Dash David, I won't spend much time on it because he's just a little dude. He's about 3 foot nothing. He's 6 years old, I think. I'm going to get in trouble for that, but he's the most energetic, most capable, most creative young man I've ever met in my life. And I was speaking at Ryan Park School, and they broke some phonics record. And so they had me come in and speak. And I spoke to these little 7-year-olds for probably 20 minutes, and they were so excited. I gave them donuts, and I gave them stickers, and gave them a medal for breaking their school record, and we called it the world record. And I gave everybody these medals, and I asked them where they were standing, and they said the Donut Capital of the World. And then I talked to them a little more, and they were so proud of their record. And I said, well, listen, kids, you know that records are made to be broke. And I said, you know what's going to happen to your record? Someone's going to aspire to break it. And what does that mean for us? And this little Dash David comes probably arguably one of the small, he's just a force of nature. And before anybody could say anything, he says, we have to break our own record. And I'm like, I went to school and I learned something from a 7-year-old, right? We break our own record. So one of the things that we're having to do here is what I want to do is what we're going to do is we're going to break more world Guinness records. I mean, my vision is to hold as many as 5 donut world records. It's kind of like the no look. Yeah, we're the Donut Capital World for selling. What did we do? 5,558 donuts, right? That's one record. Every other year, if we can set another Donut Capital of the World record, we will infuse our destiny upon this world as the dominant donut place, dominant destination, right? It's not about the location. It's about other people's destination, right? We want them coming to us, one, for great donuts, but two, we want them coming to the experience. We want them walking around on Four Corners and going to the town store and celebrating the joy and the fun of the box and the people and the destination of, you know, it's just so awesome. So the board needs to understand that this is my vision. This is my vision. And why do I do it on these things? Because if I say it, I proclaim it, and it's archived on the FB or video, then, you know, we can say, yeah, we said we were going to do it. We did it. Or more importantly, we can say, you know, we talked about this. It's archived and it's part of our minutes. It's part of our things that we do. So this is a big position for board members, right? You carry weight, and as much as we have fun with it, I count you as board members. I need your opinions. I need your push. I need your support. So that's the first big announcement. A long way to get to the fact that we have patented the federal mark, the donut capital of the world, and we intend on representing the world as an elite donut shop. Angola, Indiana, Steuben County, you deserve this. You are the little engine that could. Your children are the little engines that could. These donuts are the little engines, the little joys that could, right? And my brother's in charge of making them as close to perfect every day, fresh and perfect. The commitment of our brand is elite. Excellence in product and service and experience, the destination for you and others all over the world. And I know at some point 3 years ago, I said we were going to become the donut capital of the world, and people laughed at me. But now people are saying, oh, do you really think that this is going to be a destination for people all over the world? And I would say to you this, it already is. It already happens. People come here to our donuts capital of the world after they get married. People make our stop the first stop when they come back to visit Angola, Indiana. They can't go through Pokagon without going through Tom's Donuts, Angola, Indiana. They can't come from Germany to visit friends without going to Tom's Donuts, Angola, Indiana. They can't do it. They don't want to do it because that's what we have manifested. This is the thing that we're working on. And so I want to drive that into you. I want you to understand that you are all part of that. And this is where we're going with the donut capital. I've got that. I want to talk to you about the building next to Tom's Donuts in Angola, Indiana. We have met with the city. It used to be the salon, and I don't like how it sits there. We keep it clean and everything. We did put a new $10,000, thanks to JICI, a new AC unit that really makes everything nice in the donut shop, and it sits in between the building that we own there, Tom's Donuts owns there, and that building, I don't want to call it an eyesore, but we need to make it productive. So we put into plan with the city of Angola that they would allow us to adjoin that salon building, old salon building, used to be Payserve staffing building. We can adjoin that to the Tom's Donut building. And they unanimously approved the donut capital of the world, the ability to vacate the plots and make that happen down the road. So right now, again, with JICI, we're working on a plan that will be consummated in 2023 to join the buildings, and we're going to be able to make more donuts faster for the corporate donut capital of the world location. So that is super exciting. If you could clap, this is number 2 good point that I wanted to make sure everybody understood. So we've got the logo announcement, we've got the building announcement, our wholesale business. Let's talk about that, board members. Our wholesale business. We really don't put a lot of emphasis on our wholesale business. We put a lot of emphasis, Karen, on all the donuts we deliver, but we don't really want to grow that wholesale business. We want to maintain the wholesale business. The wholesale business really supports us in the winter. So just so you know, in the past 50 some years, we just never, ever came close to making money at the town store when the lake closed. my dad, my mother, anybody that leased it in between. I did it for 5 years. I think Jeff Sherman did it for several years. And the winter was just always so miserable, and it could never make money in the winter. I mean, the sales would just go down to basically nothing, and it was just a miserable experience. And so we knew we had to turn the corner somehow and get, at a minimum, the winter to be a break even. And I will tell you this with confidence, and I'm going to talk about numbers for sales and everything next to you board members. But this is the first winter, thanks to Shane and April and Danny and Tia and gosh, Leroy. Let's see, Tyrone, Sean. We just have so many great people. Debbie, Tom. I know I'm missing some people, but listen, this is the first winter that we've ever experienced that I have not had since my ownership in 2018, maybe that 19, that I haven't had to put cash in yet. Right, Heather? And if you're watching, man, this is it. This is our turning point, right? And so what we have done is we took everything away from the old Tom's trucks going everywhere, and we have 3 trucks going east, west, and south. We don't go north. We don't go to Michigan. We go east, west, and south. And whatever we can fit on those trucks, we do. And Lass's Handy Dandy is our main stop. So we designed all of our routes around how to hit east, west, and south Lass's Handy Dandy stores. And once we had that anchor convenience store franchise, then we went in and we got our price, and they worked with us very well. They're a great company. Thank you, Lass's Handy Dandy. Now we went back in, and then we added convenience stores that were on north or south, east, and west on our ways to these handy stores. So we used them as an anchor, and then we backfilled all of the other convenience stores that were in the way that would take us and pay our I would call it a premium wholesale price. We're $1.50 to $2 higher than anyone else out there delivering fresh donuts every morning. Our donuts are bigger, they're better, they're fresher. People want our brand. People call us. We turn them down every day. I'm not going to lie, not every day. Very, very often we just can't get to them, or they don't want to pay our price. And we have kept our donut at an elite status. Remember, we talked about there's only 5 things in this world that you can be. You can be bad, you can be average, you can be good, you can be excellent, or you can be elite. And my brother and I decided that we were going to be elite, right? And so we backed in this. So wholesale, I do want to tell you that on the wholesale bracket, though, we've added some customers with our bakery line, our muffins, our cookies, and some customers are literally these food catering companies, and they've been a great, great asset to our wholesale, which is pumping up our wholesale revenue for the winter, and we really, really think it's going to carry us through the winter. So thank you, you people out there in LaGrange and Goshen and the Northridge area and all that who are buying our catered donuts. We're really, really grateful for that. All right, so that's the wholesale business. Donut capital of the world, delivering wholesale donuts all over the world. I also want you to know that we are still working on the Tommies. The Tommies are great. We sell a lot of the Tommies, but we are going to be shipping Tom's Donuts. People want them. We just don't know how to package them. We've tried 100 things, and they get the places, and they're all crumbled up. And the sugar shandy travels pretty good, and we found a way to do some of those. It's expensive, but we feel like we can ship these Tommies in the bags, and they're a cake donut, and they hold up very well. So we're going to be shipping Tommies often, and we're going to be doing that in 2023. We're going to be doing a better job of that. We got even a better announcement to make than that. So this is the next big item I want to share with you. And, listen, so I want to apologize to my friends and my family members, because sometimes, I only see what's in front of my nose. And I'm so laser focused, with a burning desire and laser focus of certain things that it takes something to really hit you in the mouth before you really realize what's going on in maybe the world or what other people are going through. And I'm not trying to say I'm a selfish person. I think I'm not a selfish person, but I am selfish in some ways. And so, and I just want to make a confession here. um, that a lot of people have asked me for gluten intolerant product. A lot of people have asked me for sugar-free products. And I just looked at it from a profit margin or a problematic position for Shane or the bakers or certainly our bottom line. And so I guess I want to apologize to those people out there for my lack of empathy for them. This is really what I want to say. Mike Tyson had a saying once that everybody has a plan until they get hit in the face, right? And so this year was an interesting year. We had 2 people in my PayServe company that had cancer, and now they are strong cancer survivors. Thank you. Praise Jesus for that. Praise God for that. But also my daughter, Kara, was diagnosed with diabetes. Not type 2, but type 1, which, I just didn't know much about. I knew that those people took insulin, and I knew that's all I knew. They took insulin. I'll be honest with you. But now to live with my daughter and to see, the routine that diabetes contracted people have. It's constant. They're constantly pricking their finger and measuring their blood. And now my daughter has a reader that goes right here, and it's attached to her iPhone. Technology is amazing. But, I traveled to Clearwater with her. I traveled to St. Pete with her. I traveled to Fort Lauderdale with her looking for a boat, which we're going to talk about that last. But, it was often that her reader would go off and it would make certain noises. I'm like, Kara, what is that? She said, well, my sugar's high, my sugar's low. And I'm like, my goodness, it's a lifestyle for these people. And I was short-sighted in that regard. Insulin's insulin. I know people have lived to be 90 with type 1 diabetes, but it is a life-threatening disease. And so my little daughter, my last child, has contracted this awful disease at the age of 23. Craziness, right? And so all to say that is my eyes have been open to at least this particular situation. And she can't eat our donuts anymore. She can, but then she's got to shoot up, right? And I know that a lot of diabetics go through that, where they'll maybe want to have a Tom's donut really, really bad. And so they eat it and some other things, and then they shoot with insulin because they have so much time before their sugar does this or that. And I just don't like it. I just think that the donut capital world can do better than that. If not for my daughter, for other people. And why not? So I've asked Shane, and Shane's amazing. And he's like, of course, man, I've been waiting. He's just awesome. And I said, so let's create a donut line. Let's create a gluten intolerant, sugar-free donut. And I know they're out there. They're just massively expensive. And they're just, and then the problem with donuts, fresh donuts, is you make them, and if they don't sell at the end of the day, we have to throw them away. And so you have to expense the loss of the materials when you toss them, because you don't have the revenue on the front end. And it's a whole accounting piece that just makes sense, but it doesn't make sense, because if you make X amount of dollars on a day of sales and you throw away 25 dozen at $2 a dozen, you've just thrown away $50. So if you made 500, you really only made 450. That's the principle. Now, that's just on a regular dozen donuts. If you're lucky enough to have less than $3 in a dozen before the box and everything, right? A gluten donut right now, or a sugar-free donut, is coming in close to $2 a donut. And so let's say we sold one for cost at $2 and we threw 2 of them away, we would throw away $4 and lose $2 for the entire day, right? On one donut. So you can imagine if you're throwing away 50 gluten donuts and 25 sugar-free donuts. Listen, I don't have to teach you the math, but as a board, I want you to understand that, I'm making a decision and I need your input in this regard. So if you're listening to the playback, I need you, if you're listening right now, I need hearts, I need likes, I need your permission. I need Heather's permission to spend this money to build this brand. It's going to probably cost us $10,000 to buy product, to jumpstart the product. By the time we make them, and I don't ever want to call these wasted donuts, because they're not. It's an investment in people. It's an investment in time. But by the time we make them, by the time we slowly ramp up and market them and sell them, and by the time we have to throw out the ones that we don't sell, we'll have, in the first 30 days, 60 days easy, probably a $10,000 investment into this sugar-free, gluten intolerant line. Now, why gluten and why sugar? Well, sugar is, obviously the biggest challenge for my daughter, Kara, but even a bigger challenge before she was sugar-free, she was gluten intolerant. And there are far more people that are even, I think, I don't know the separation, but there's as many gluten intolerant people as there is sugar-free, right? And I know the fact. I mean, I know donuts aren't healthy. I know they're a guilty pleasure, and I'm damn proud to be a part of somebody's guilty pleasure, but I also don't want to be part of them. Their beeper going off every 5 minutes and creating a problem for them. So, so my commitment to you, the board needs to come through for me. You guys, I need comments. I mean, if you're not going to comment on anything, I need you to comment on this. I need your permission, board, please. Hear ye, hear ye. Board members, I need you. To encourage me to build sugar-free, gluten-intolerant donuts for the people who need those. To not be afraid to lose a little money on this endeavor. Todd, you've never been afraid to lose money before. Why are you being so shy in this regard? Well, I got to tell you, I was a little insensitive. I got hit in the mouth, like Mike Tyson said. And I'm looking at my daughter. Now, why is a damn donut so serious? Because it just is. Because it's a product that I'm in charge of to make to change the world. Now, you're saying that's pretty dramatic, Todd. And I'm saying, well, I know it's pretty dramatic, but it is, and it has. And I don't look at the donut as the most important thing in the world to me. No one else is. Because if I look at it the most important thing in the world to me, then it will be the most important success product it can be to the world for you. It has to be great every time. It has to be fresh every time. It has to be taste great. It has to be sugar-free. It has to be gluten intolerant. It has to be the perfect donut for the perfect person, because it's just joy in a box. It's not this situation where we now are just an average donut shop. Listen, I drive by donut shops everywhere I go, and I stop in, and I like my occasional Dunkin' Donut. Don't get me wrong, but it's not special. There's too many of them all over the world, all over the country. They're not fresh. They're not yours. More importantly, they're not yours. They're not the donut capital of the world. There's only one donut capital in the world, and it's Angola, Indiana, Steuben County, Indiana. There's only one. It's yours. And if we don't look at, I know I seem impassionate and over the top, and some people are probably turning me off right now, but man, I need you to look at the world this way, whether it's a t-shirt, whether it's your embroidery company, whether it's your gym, whether it's whatever it is, your craft has to be the most important thing in the world to you, because it's changing the world around you. And you don't want to be associated with something that isn't elite or excellent, because you only have 5 choices in this world to be, right? Bad, average, good, excellent, or elite, right? We chose elite. You and your businesses need to choose elite. You and your family need to choose elite. You eat Tom's, you're elite. All right, so I'm preaching on and teaching on. So next thing I want to move on to is our labor is getting better. I want to thank Shane for and April for really working hard. And I also want to thank Jeannie. Jeannie is amazing. Jeannie is a PayServe employee. She's a staffing. She runs this PayServe staffing, and she goes in there and she manages the front from the days, and she gets scheduling, and she's a great support to everything we're doing, not only in PayServe and PayServe staffing and Wired Differently. And she's just remarkable. Now she's helping Shane run the Tom's Donut business. So Jeannie, thank you. You got that all light up, and labor's coming in, and our margins are, we need to keep labor. Just so you know, board members, we've got to keep labor. You need to know your numbers. If you're in a family or you're in a business, we've got to keep labor under 40%. We've just got to. It's hard to imagine. Now we throw all payroll into cost of goods. So management fees and things that we're throwing all in there. So we got to come in around 38%. In the summer, we got to come in around 32% to really make this thing work. We know that our cost of goods are coming in at 40%, and our fixed costs are coming in somewhere around 20%. So that's 60. It puts us. I know that our gross profit margin right now is hovering, if you didn't take winter's tragedies over the years, hovering around 7%. 7%. So I want to give you those numbers. I want to let you know labor is got to come in under 40, and cost of goods has got to come in under 40, and we can somehow make this thing work. Our fixed costs are coming in somewhere around 12. It's leaving us around 7 or 8% gross profit margin. So I just want to tell you that we watch those things, we look at those things, and as a board, you're helping us hit those numbers, because we need to show a little profit, right? So we can invest back into the business and keep growing it. So to tell you how that works is basically 2021, we did $430,000 in retail sales, right? And that was up from 2020, where we did around 380,000. So 2020 was 280,000. I'm sorry, 380,000. 2021 was 430,000. And then 2022, we're projecting over to 588,000. So that is a massive incremental climb. We went from a 25% climb to a year over 22% year over. And then in 2023, we're 2022 at 580, almost $600,000 in retail sales, right? Is another incremental growth of close to 20%. So we don't foresee, we'd like to see 20% growth year over, but as we really max out the marketplace, it's going to be harder and harder for us to continue, because the 20% growth has to go on the 20% growth of the previous year and 20% of the previous year. So exponential growth is massive. If you could maintain a year over growth of 20 to 25%, it's just incalculable. And these big companies like Apple and Microsoft, they're doing incremental growth like that, and it's just amazing. And we're doing no retail that I've ever coached or been a part of has had this type of 25% year over growth for 3 years in a row. So we're going to forecast, Heather and I, we're going to forecast probably 15% in 2023, and we hope that we miss that. But we hope that we miss that and make it higher than 15% is exactly what I want to say. So I want you to know that actually, let me just rephrase that. Those were our wholesale numbers, not our retail numbers. So the 430 to 588, and that what we're growth, and those are the percentage of overall growth. In the same growth period is retail. So 2020, we did about 800,000 in retail sales. Okay. 2021, we did 950,000 in retail sales, right? And 2022, we're coming up on right now is $1 million. Can you believe that? $1 million. $1 million of donut sales. I mean, when we took this thing over, we were looking at 400,000, 500,000. We have more than doubled the sales, just like the 25 incremental growth, exponential growth is indicating. It's just amazing, right? So our total sales up from 2021 to 2022 is up 223, 250,000, somewhere between 223 and $225,000 just this year alone. And that's thanks to you. And that's thanks to everybody in the donut capital world. So that's really some amazing stuff. I don't know anybody else who shares those kind of numbers with you. I really don't care. I think you need to know that we're making money. We're going to continue to make money. We're going to continue to put it back into the company. And that's what this is all about. So what do you do with that incremental growth, Todd? We put money into employees. And so I'm going to move on to some really good stuff. I know this is long, but it is a board meeting, damn it. And you do care. And I want you to listen to it. I want to share these things with you. I want to be transparent. I mean, why not? It's not my main income. It's your main donut capital of the world. It's fun for you. I want you to be prideful of it. I want you to know that this isn't a smash and grab deal where Todd goes in and invests money and risks everything and then takes all the profits and runs. This is not what's going on here. This is it's not a location, it's a destination, right? It's for you. It's for what we're doing, the donut capital of the world. So I want to share these numbers with you, the success that we're having. I think it's important that you're on board. You're immersed in the success and the culture of Tom's Donuts because it's your culture, it's your success, it's your tradition, right? And I take it pretty damn seriously, as you can tell. So I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to share, let's see. We did the gluten menu. We did the numbers and year overs. We're going to predict, we're going to budget 15% for next year. We're basically, Heather's going to call me a liar. We're targeted to do $995,000 and $995,254 in 2020. Now, somehow, I don't know if she's projected that, but I certainly think we could do 5,000 more in the month of December. Heather, are you on? Because I would really love to prognosticate $1 million. A lot of you are on. If not this year, certainly next year. So I wanted to talk to you about the last but not least, the Donut Capital of the World Inflation Buster plan. So Tom's Donuts wants you to have a great Christmas. We want you to have a blast this last summer. We want you to know we got another great summer coming. The burgers are kicking tail. We have really improved the burger. We're going to really hit that this summer. We couldn't market it because we were marketing the donut capital of the world, but now we're going to get our eyes back on that amazing prime rib brisket burger. And we were going to have some other options out there, hopefully maybe fish. We really practiced with some fish this last season. And I'm also working on a Tom's Donuts caramel glazed kettle corn. Now, Shane, you haven't heard this one yet, but I have been working hard on a Tom's Donut caramel glazed kettle corn, like pre-bagged, label, bam, it's so good, man. So that's summer fun. But let's talk about Christmas. Let's wrap up the donut capital of the world. Let's talk about Christmas. What do I have for you? What are the gifts for you? I've come bearing gifts, and I want everyone to understand that we've already put out the promo for what we're doing for Christmas for everybody. And this is what I have decided to do. I have decided to do Tom's Donuts gift cards, right? And we have done those in the past. Don't get me wrong, but we have done those in the past. And I want to thank everybody from the Donut Capital world. I want to find a way to give you a fun stocking stuffer. I want to find a way to give you value beyond anybody else. I want to be able to do something that's off the hook, crazy, fun, and put money somehow back in your pocket and make this an extra fun Christmas for Tom's Donuts and stocking stuffers. So here's how this works. I am going to sell you a small gift card for $25, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make that gift card worth $35. So literally, you buy a $25 gift card from us. When it comes out of the computer and we hand it to you, it's going to be worth $35. So you have given me $25 and you pick up a free $10 in merch, any kind of merch. It's burger merch, Coney dog merch, ice cream merch, donut merch, t-shirt merch, hat merch, wired to differently book merch. I don't care. If we sell it, that's your money. You give it to your child, you give it to your friend, you give it to all your employees, and they get $35 for every 10 that you spend. I don't care if you go in and buy it for yourself. Myself, I would go in and buy that gift certificate for myself. I would say, oh, I want to get a discount on Tom's Donuts. I'm going to buy one for my husband. I'm going to buy one for me. I just made $10. I'm going to spend $25 at Tom's. And here's the thing. These coupons never run out. I'm not going to stick you with $10 and try to grease you on that. That's not what Tom's Donuts is all about. That's not what my dad was all about. He was about making people happy, coaching them up, making them feel special. And that's what I'm doing for you right now. You give Tom's Donuts $25, I'm going to give you $35 back. That's a $10 ROI that is indispensable over time. You can use it as long as we're open at the lake, the town, or the brisket burger place. Now, that sounds like a pretty good deal, Todd, and I'm working on my infomercial guy here, but I'm not really that guy. But I want to let you know that's 25 for 35, but I got another level for you. I want you to understand I have a 50. You give us $50, and we're going to give you a $75 return. All right, so let's get serious now. So if I give you $50, right? If you give me $50, you give Tom's Donuts at the cash register. You go in and you give Tom's Donuts $50. We're going to give you back $75. That's a $25 RR. Since we're having a board of meeting, we're talking about numbers and things that are fun in business. I'm telling you, this is how simple it is. You give me 50, I give you back 75, and you can give it to anybody, or you can keep it, put it in your pocket, and you can use it anytime you want the rest of your life. It's never going to go bad, right? You give me 50, I give you 75. It's a 25 ROI. So when you give me 25, I give you 35. You give me 50, I give you 75. Here's the last layer. Here's the last piece I want to tell you. You give me a $100 gift certificate, acquisition order, a PO, a purchase order. You come in and say, I want $100. I want to give you $100. I am going to give you back $150. I mean, this is... Yeah, okay, so this is a Christmas gift. Don't get me wrong. Stuff the stockings. But this is not something that's likely, you can't lose. So you have to ask yourself, in the lifetime that I've been associated with Tom's Donuts, have I spent more than $100? Yes. Thank you very much. Then you have to ask yourself this. In the lifetime coming, as long as I'm alive, will I spend over $100 at Tom's Donuts? And you're going to say, yes. You're going to say, I'm gluten intolerant. I'm diabetic. I'm type 1. I'm type 2. I'm whatever. And now they have product for me. And I want to initiate that. And I want people to know that if you spend $100 up front, right, you're going to get back $150. It's the dumbest damn thing I've ever done in my life. But, I don't think it's dumb. I think it's creative. I think it's fun. I think it's in honor of what we're able to do and what you've done for the donut capital of the world. So let me just refresh your memory real quick, and let's end this meeting because, man, I got to tell you, I've had over 25 people stay with me on this call, and it has went, I don't know, maybe 58 minutes. We got to wrap it up. Board meetings can't go more than an hour. So here's what we got. Listen, we're in recap, 2-minute recap. We've got the salon. We've vacated the plot, and it's now going to be addition to build onto the Tom's Donut Capital World corporate office. We've got new shirts coming out, new logos of Donut Capital World. We've patented the Donut Capital of the World. We've got that for you now. We have got wholesale growing. We've got year-over-year growth that's been 20% plus since 2020, 21, and 22. We're projecting well over 1 million in retail sales in 23. We're at 995,000 right now. We're at 995,000 in 2023. The year prior, we were at 945,000. We have slowly continued to mount on this. Our wholesale business has climbed by $140,000 from year over perspective. Our box prices are going up a little bit. We're probably looking for a quarter somewhere when the new boxes come in on those boxes. Listen, so that's what's going on there. I want to talk to you about labor's getting better. We got to get that under 40%. We got to get it closer to 35% to really make this thing work and sing for an ROI of a 10%. On gross net profit, we're right around 7 or 8% at net gross profit. Shane's working real hard on that. New product. We're going to be announcing the gluten-free, sugar-free product line. In honor of that, we're doing this inflation buster to celebrate the donut capital of the world. The donut capital of the world loves you. We think what we're doing is the most important thing in the world, and we want you to understand that we want you to feel that way about us, and you look at your own business, your own family, that they are the most important thing. Capture that Tom's Donut culture. And to celebrate all that, I'm giving you money for Christmas and beyond. I want to give you a gift card. You give me 25, I give you 35. You give me 50, I give you 75. You give me 100, and I give you 150. That ROI is sick. That is literally a no-lose deal for you. And I'm doing it because I love you. I'm appreciative of all the things you've done for the donut capital world. And we got to wrap this thing up. You give me 25, I give you 35. You give me 50, I give you 75. You give me 100, I give you 150. That card is never going to run out of time. You have 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years to use it. I don't care. Hand it off to anybody. It's cash. Listen, I love you. From the donut capital of the world, Tom's Donuts. My dad thanks you. My brother thanks you. My sister Taryn thanks you. My mom from the way back thanks you. Colleen thanks you. Everybody thanks you. All the employees thank you. We appreciate everything. We couldn't do it without you. And you know what? I take this pretty damn serious, and I want you to know, hey, I want you to take it serious with me. You hung on here. Give me these comments. Talk to me about the kettle corn. Talk to me about the sugar-free donuts. Talk to me about the gluten-free donuts. Encourage me, because I got to go to Heather and I got to find $10,000 to $15,000 to get this done. Please tell Heather. Please tell Heather. Please tell Heather. Please tell Heather. Please tell Heather.